This evening, the GNBA is preparing to lay down the hammer on delinquent broadcasters. NGO leader advocates female education. US-based Guyanese businessman pushes for hemp legalization. And we bring you the top regional and international headlines of the day.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Tuesday, April the 10th, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. The $15 million of the ExxonMobil signing bonus earmarked for the border controversy case may not be enough, according to Minister of Foreign Affairs Carl Greenidge, saying, quote, "It is not possible for me to say what it will cost. The lawyers themselves don't know," he explained. According to the Foreign Affairs Minister, a need may arise for additional skills and research, and this will require supplementary funds. Greenidge said Cabinet has decided that as the need arises each year, the money would be transferred from the special accounts at the Bank of Guyana to the Consolidated Fund to meet the estimated expenditure for the lawyers. As such, Minister of Finance Winston Jordan would be seeking a supplementary estimate later this year. The case could take as little as 2 years or as much as 6 years before the International Court of Justice reaches its decision. The Guyana National Broadcast Authority has laid down an ultimatum to errant radio broadcasters: pay up or shut down. Now that the deadline has passed, Esther Sobers spoke to the GNBA chairman to find out what their next move is.
The deadline for radio stations to become compliant with the National Broadcasting Authority has passed, and according to GNBA Chairman Leslie Sobers, the authority will be taking punitive action against those broadcasters in the next few days. While Sobers has opted not to publish the names of the non-compliant stations, he did list the ones who are up to date. The absence of several popular stations from the list prompted one local publication to name NCN 98.1 and AJ 94.1 Boom FM among the stations to be shut down. However, in a telephone interview with Headline News, Sobers refuted such claims.
In relation to NCN and HJ Television, I have to say that HJ Television has entered into an agreement with the GNBA for both radio and television by paying 50% of their outstanding arrears and agreeing to pay the remaining balance in monthly installment for a period of time.
Okay.
That means that HJTV is not among those to be considered for removal from the airwaves for failure to honor financial obligations.
Okay, sir.
Now, I'm being specific with my words here. For failure to honor financial obligations. NCN is fully compliant for 2017. But they still have some obligations to honor for 2018. And I advise that they will be dealing with that shortly.
Nonetheless, he did state the 13 radio operators who are in compliance.
For radio, 9, 10, 11. 11, and then if you add hits and jams and NCN to that, 13.
Sobers was sure to mention that several other radio and television operators have not been honoring their financial obligations. Altogether, they owe GNBA tens of millions of dollars, millions, which Sobers deems as money owed to the nation.
One man, 4 million, another one, 6 million. There's radio alone that does give you an idea there. Television, 8.9 million.
Okay.
20 million. 8 million. That's the kind of figures we're looking at television. Cable, 9.2 million. 12.5 million.
Sobers revealed that the non-compliant radio and television operators who do not fulfill their financial obligations may be off air by the end of the week. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Earlier today, NCN delivered a press release pertaining to the matter, saying, quote, "The Board of Directors of the National Communications Network has noted the Kaicher News article, NCN's 98.1, HJ's Boom FM, among stations to be taken off air very soon, published on April 10th, 2018. We take our financial obligations to the Guyana National Broadcasting Authority very seriously and are currently up to date on all 2017 fees owed to the GNBA for all 3 of our radio stations. We regret this move by Kaicher News to publish false information about our financial standing without seeking a comment from us for clarity. We expect nothing less than an apology as prominent as the false headline on their front page. We advise the GNBA to be circumspect when sharing sensitive information. It is widely known that Kaicher News was recently awarded their own license for radio broadcasting. Finally, we advise all our clients and advertisers that we are fully compliant with the GNBA and look forward to building stronger partnerships." The Guyana Police Force is seeking the public's assistance in identifying the body of a male which was found about 6 a.m. yesterday in the canal separating the Guyana Defense Force and Carafesta Avenue. The body, which is presently at Lycan's funeral parlor, is of African descent, appears to be in his late 30s, clad in black jeans and shirtless. Anyone with information leading to his identification is asked to contact the Guyana Police Force on telephone numbers 227-1611, 911, or your nearest police station. According to one NGO founder, the education of the woman equals the education of the nation. Today, founder of Starfish, Mam Yassin, discussed her passion for service with Wendell Jeffrey. Here's scenes from that interview.
Mam Yassin, that's a unique name construct. Tell us a little about that.
So I'm from the Gambia in West Africa. I was named after my father's grandmother. So in my culture, anybody who shares the name of somebody you respect, you have to address them as such and give them all the respect you would that person. So since my father made the mistake of naming me after his grandmother, he has to give me the respect that he would give his grandmother. So his grandmother's name was Yassin, so he can't just call me Yassin. He has to call me Grandmother Yassin. So my grandmother's name was Mary, so I named my daughter Mary, Grandmother
so
Mary.
You can't discipline your daughter.
So I have to be
husband.
very creative in the ways that I do that. I have to make sure talking to her and being very serious and making her uncomfortable in other ways that would shape her would work. And then the rest goes to my husband.
Beautiful, beautiful. What are you doing in Guyana?
I'm here for the educational conference that was organized, the Caribbean Educational Conference, that was organized by nations because they're launching a certificate in educational leadership with Cambridge University and offering it to teachers in Guyana. So they wanted to launch it, they wanted to invite professionals from different parts of the world who have different experiences in educational leadership to come and share their experience and their expertise in those areas.
When we interacted before, I sense a passion. And what's your passion? Why do you put your feet in the ground out? Why do you swing out of your bed in the morning and put your feet in the ground? What drives Ma Yassin?
What drives me, I think that everybody has a role to play in the betterment of the world. And I think that all the problems that we face in the world, be it homelessness, be it extreme poverty, be it lack of education, illiteracy, infectious disease, you name it. There are many, many problems that plague us. I believe that the fastest way to make that change and better it is to educate the women and girls. I think it's a shortcut because when you educate a woman, all of her children become educated and the family is uplifted. So this idea of the starfish story is that there's a young person on the beach and there are all these starfish that have been strewn on the beach by the waves. And so if they're all not back in the water, they'll dry up once the sun comes out. They'll dry up and die. And there's a young person picking individual starfish up and throwing them back in the ocean. And an older person comes and says, young woman, what are you doing? Don't you know that there's so many of them, you could never make a difference? And the young person picks up a starfish, throws it back in the water, and says, to that one, I made a difference.
Given what you've come here to do, how do you see what you do in the Gambia working in Guyana?
On a broader scale, if you look at it between Guyana and the Gambia, it's the same thing. My experiences in the Gambia being brought to Guyana, and me taking what I'm learning from Guyana back to the Gambia, is a way for that collaboration. Look at it as one human body. One is the arm, one is the leg. We all have to work together. I am not a product of my circumstances. I am a composite of all the things I believe and all the places I believe I can go. My past does not define me. I can step out of my history and create a new day for myself. Even if the entire culture is saying you cannot. Even if every single possible bad thing that can happen to me does, I can keep moving forward.
Thanks, Wendell. If you'd like to watch the interview in its entirety, log on to our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. After the break, U.S.-based Guyanese businessman is pushing for hemp. But first, here's today's foreign currency exchange rates.
The Big King you love just chickened out. Introducing the new Chicken Big King with 2 crispy chicken patties and our signature king sauce. The new Chicken Big King, now part of our Burger King favorites. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
For all your floor covering needs, Kissoons has you covered. From wall-to-wall carpets, runners, rugs in all sizes and designs, mats for all entranceways, vinyl and rubber tiles too. And with our vast stock and knowledge, you're guaranteed to find your floor covering solution with us. We provide free estimates, and did I mention we install too? Like I said, we've got you covered. Kissoons Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go. Welcome back. U.S.-based Guyanese businessman Vermin Badesi has big plans for Berbice. He He wants to build what could potentially be the largest hemp farm in Guyana. There's only one problem. Growing hemp in this nation is still illegal. Despite the thousands of uses and the major economic benefits for the nation, the government still appears to be unconcerned with legalization. Tonight, we present scenes from the interview sponsored by Badesi Imports Incorporated.
Hemp is known around the world for over 6,000 years. In the United States, the Declaration of Independence has been drafted on hemp paper. And hemp has been banned in the United States in the 1930s to save the cotton industry. The United States banned hemp, and now they're looking to lift the ban on hemp in the United States themselves. So why isn't the other countries just legalizing hemp by a few words in their parliament to have hemp grown in their country and produce hemp? I have, with friends and affiliate, over 2,000 acres in Berbice right now. We're ready to plant. We're preparing the land, plowing the land, building the dams and the roads to get in there. 2,000 acres is a lot of hemp. Yeah, and then we have other hemp farmers or hemp association in Guyana here who has land. They're willing to grow hemp as well. We probably have right now over hundreds of thousands of acres total with all the hemp association and the farmers in Guyana.
Wow. This is potentially hundreds of thousands of acres of hemp just
waiting there, and that adds up to millions of dollars. You asked the question earlier, what did America brought in, which is $550 million, but remember they had a processing facilities, taking out the oils, taking out the milk, taking out the protein. And Guyana only has the growing facilities right now, which means they can only grow it, dry it, and they can sell it for a small amount of money. When you come down to the processing, having a plant set up, that's where you yield the more money. Guyana needs to pass this bill now so they can create jobs for the local people who are farming rice and cane, and those industries are dying out little bit by little bit. So this is a new start for them, and it will create jobs from every farmer, the tractor plowing land, truck drivers, accounting people who have to account for all these things, fuel. Everywhere you look for industry, you will have job creations. Shipping abroad will be more shipping, more containers going abroad with hemp. Even we can have a hemp plant in Guyana here where you can process. Right now, if you grow hemp, you can only sell it dry and it can be exported. Eventually, we will have to have a plant to process hemp in Guyana for hemp oil, hemp milk, hemp powder, protein powders. All that is good for the people to use even. If we start now, it's a very lucrative market, as you said. But if we don't start now, we face a problem that Guyana will be not the top 10, but below 100, because the United States is positioning to grow hemp legally in all the states. Currently, maybe over 30 states is growing hemp. We're going to miss the boat, and where are we going to supply our hemp?
Sure.
China is the biggest supplier of hemp, and I think China will be growing hemp from now till end of time. Go to your government officials and protest and say you want this hemp passed as early as possible. The earliest it can be passed, the better you will be financially. And knowing the economics in Guyana, where the people are suffering from lack of cane, lack of rice, this is the opportunity for them now to gain that wealth.
The entire interview with Vermin Badesi will be aired this Thursday night at 8 p.m. and Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Today, 34-year-old minor Devon Holder was sentenced to 4 years imprisonment. Holder was found guilty of 2 counts of robbery. Holder of Onderneming West Bank Demerara confessed that on January 9, 2018, he stole a chain valued at $530,000 from Rafiq Muhammad at Starbrook Market, a crime he had confessed to committing. Holder also admitted to committing an armed robbery against Pamela Gibson. Holder robbed the woman of a gold chain with the use of personal violence on April 5, 2018 at Starbrook Market as well. According to reports, Gibson was shopping in the market area when Holder held a knife to her neck and stole the gold chain. He then took the chain to a goldsmith in the Alexander Village area, which was later retrieved. Before imposing the 4-year sentence, the magistrate took into consideration that Holder is a repeat offender. Yesterday was World Storytelling Day 2018, held under the theme, Wise Fools. Wendell Jeffrey was at last night's event in observance of the day and filed this report.
George, last night at the GUYANA, the University of Guyana, in collaboration with the National School of Arts and Drama, hosted a storytelling night. The intention is to revive the art of storytelling and indeed to celebrate the art of storytelling. Around the world, this event is simultaneous. This is something that is happening all over around the world at the same time. And the intention is, like we said earlier, is to get folks back into this storytelling art. There'll be some drama, there'll be some poetry, some verse speaking, and you will hear from this report here. You will also see, George, the reciting of some old pieces and also some new pieces. Take a listen.
Some of the trees did not like the birds. They were vexed because the birds built nests in their branches. The Great Spirit said to the selfish trees, "What is it that you want me to do?" The trees answered spitefully, "Relieve us of our duty of holding up the sky. When you see this barren land, and it is sacred, its sacred writings, remember the day the sky fell down and what happened to the selfish trees, who gave up their job of holding up the sky."
He would fish in an unusual way. He hung a straight fish hook without bait, 3 feet above the water. He often said to himself, "Fish, if you don't want to live anymore, come and swallow the hook yourself."
我文王兴亡立国，帮助人心得到无望，灭掉商朝，建立新周朝。
But most of all, I want to tell you about the beauty of poison. It is the willful cousin of a natural disease. It is the perfect murder weapon, killing your subject from the inside, causing fatal destruction away from the eyesight, achieving your intended goal with minimal guilt. For the weak at heart and the innocent minds, poison is your friend. It is your assassin while your hands stay clean. At such a tender age, my hands were not ready for murder, and so for my family, I let fire burn away their sins, and for my idol, it was poison that held the knife.
Antonella fell in love the way intelligent women always fall in love, like an idiot. She had seen him one morning, his gait serene, his shoulders puffed with pride. She thought, "This man thinks he's God." But a short while after hearing him tell stories about unknown worlds and strange passions, she fell in love with him and his arms.
Burnham liked the dog and he asked Neely for it, and Neely like a fool give away the dog. His heart ached him all these years later because he thought giving the dog mean him and Burnham would have become good friends. Well, that was that. The dog never see back Neely and Neely never see back or Burnham. I say this because I learned then that Burnham was a matter-of-fact man. I was truly scared of Chetty. Never before had a Guyana met a man that could take a punch like Chetty.
Nobody owns a living being except the one who loves it. So the swan remains with Siddharth. Devdutt was furious. He stormed off, swearing he would get even with Siddharth one day.
What a night, what a night. Hosted in collaboration with the Ministry of the Presidency, you had the storytelling and there was laughter, fun, some old pieces were revived. It was a beautiful night here at the GUYANA as folks reflected and highlighted and celebrated indeed the art of storytelling. And back to you, George.
Today, a team of Ministry of Education officials met with the management of Mays School to discuss the proposed 42% school fee hike. The MOE's team was led by the Chief Education Officer, Marcel Hudson. The two sides met and had a fruitful discourse with a view of arriving at resolutions that are acceptable to the school and parents of children at the early possible time. In 2 weeks, the MOE and the Mays team is scheduled to have another interface on the way forward. Join us after the break for your regional news, international news, and more. ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook, Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
For all your floor covering needs, Kissoons has you covered. From wall-to-wall carpets, runners, rugs in all sizes and designs, mats for all entranceways, vinyl and rubber tiles too. And with our vast stock and knowledge, you're guaranteed to find your floor covering solution with us. We provide free estimates, and did I mention we install too? Like I said, we've got you covered. Kissoons Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
The Big King you love just chickened out. Introducing the new Chicken Big King with 2 crispy chicken patties and our signature king sauce. The new Chicken Big King, now part of our Burger King favorites. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Welcome back. Here's BB Backus with your regional and international headlines of the day.
A recent shuffling of Trinidadian Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley's cabinet has garnered condemnation from opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar. Bissessar said Prime Minister Keith Rowley should pick up his pack of jokers and go. Randall Mitchell has been reassigned as Minister of Tourism, while Shamfu Kujo will serve as Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs. Darrell Smith has been reassigned from Minister of Sports to Minister within the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, where Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley will take on his duties as substantive minister. The St. Lucian government expressed concerns over the ongoing crisis in Venezuela after Trinidad and Tobago reported that a number of Venezuelans were entering the country illegally and seeking asylum. Trinidad, Colombia, and the rest of Latin America have for the past couple of years been feeling the impact. Thousands of people, if not millions of people, are migrating from Venezuela, and as the situation continues to worsen, this becomes even a greater threat to the region, and I'm very concerned as to the impact here in St. Lucia, Prime Minister Alan Chestnut told reporters. According to Acting Chief Immigration Officer in Trinidad and Tobago, Charmin Gandhi Andrews, an estimated 2,000 Venezuelans have applied for asylum there in recent months. And in international news, an industrial action by workers at 4 German airports have effectively grounded hundreds of flights and stranded tens of thousands of passengers. 2 of Europe's largest airlines, Air France and Lufthansa, have been most affected. Lufthansa have been forced to cancel 8 of 1,600 flights scheduled because of the walkout by public sector workers. Air France has cancelled 1 in 4 of its flights as employees protest in support of a 6% pay increase. According to Lufthansa, about 90,000 passengers have been hit by the German public sector strike, which does not involve the airline's own staff. The stoppage is enforced at Frankfurt, Munich, Cologne and Bremen airports. And finally, As of today, Iran will enforce a 42,000 rial exchange rate for the US dollar. The Iranian rial hit an all-time low against the dollar on Monday. Widely fluctuating exchange rates forced a majority of cambios in Tehran to turn off their indicators. Each dollar was reportedly trading for more than 60,000 rial on Monday, posting a huge 16% rise in value compared to Sunday morning. The Iranian government hopes to stabilize the currency by enforcing the 42,000 to 1 exchange rate. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, Bibi Bacchus.
Now for your 7-day weather forecast and this week's bridge retraction schedule. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.